Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first call for the OpenONU Go for 2021. Thanks all for joining. And first of all, Happy New Year. I've heard and talked to many of you before, but just wanted to again say Happy New Year as the first time we meet this year. And as usual, the call is public and recorded, so please be mindful of the comments you make. That they will be shared on YouTube. So, as you know, in the past, with Volta 2.6, we have made the adapter the default. And with that, over the Christmas break, the Jenkins test for both 2.6 and master went very well. So I'm very happy. The work you guys did was amazing, and the adapter proved to be very stable in the release. So this is very good. At the same time, we also compiled and worked through the 2.7 roadmap, and that roadmap you can see here. Some of these items are already in progress. I wanted to get an update from everybody on how things are going. So, Michael, why don't you start with the software update?
Hi, everybody. So, yeah, I tried to take some first initial steps for the ONU software upgrade task. First, to get a kind of clear picture of what has to be done here, what are the specific tasks for that, what are the system prerequisites for that. So it's kind of analysis task that is still ongoing. Based on that, we found out that it would be nice to have an extension in the Vault control, let's say CLI interface, for having control over the requested activities for the software upgrade. And Andrea already provided some patch that can be used to set according to necessary commands in the Vault control application. And based on that, I made already some tests with that. Based on that, we found out that some central code parts must be updated to correctly invoke the ONU adapter code. That is the point that normally I'm waiting for. Andrea also has made clear some of the code positions that must be changed, mainly in the OMC Go. At this point, I'm not quite sure who should do that. Normally, I don't see it in my responsibility, and also not in my knowledge to make changes in the central libraries, central open core Go libraries. So I would expect some specialists to deal with that. So my expectation would normally be that there is a specific Jira request for that, and then someone who was dealing with the, for instance, OMC Go or the RW core handles these requests. But I'm not sure how you meant your comments in Slack, where we discussed that on the.
So
were there JIRAs for the requests? I didn't hear. I had a little trouble hearing.
Yeah, I thought there should be JIRAs for that, but I think there's no JIRA at the moment for this. It was just discussed in Slack so far, as I know.
If you want, Michael, please do create them and then copy paste them here. What I hear from you is that you're blocked in continuing the work in the adapter because these things need to get in. Is that correct?
Kind of blocked. Of course, there are still enough other things to be prepared for the upgrade procedure in the ONU adapter itself. So there's enough that I can deal with for this in the ONU adapter itself. So normally I would be glad if someone else would take care of the central, the global libraries.
Okay. Yeah, let me take this internal and see what we can do. I'll let you know. Okay.
It's also a question of updating the version. So I'm not really aware of how this is done in the OMSI code, how the versioning is done. So I find it a little bit better if someone deals with that who knows the proceeding there.
Okay, we can. I'll take it internally. It's then probably going to be myself, or I'll ask Girish if he can set aside a little bit the PM to bring this up to speed. But yeah, let's. I will deal with that in the next few days and see where that leads us. But glad you got it started. I have a document here that outlines some of the things we discovered during the process. Again, there's maybe some changes that need to be done and things like that. So just if you have during the development, if you have anything else that to add, just add it here. And these are changes that most likely are going to happen after we have a first functional set of pieces with the existing code, because I really do want to see if these are needed, what is needed, and we're most likely going to find out more. So the proto changes, as Amit pointed out to me, that he had some comments in there that they might require some proto changes, and to us they do require, but I would rather do them once. So again, just put your comments, the ideas, the thoughts in here, and we're gonna address them once we have a full picture of the end-to-end workflow. Does that make sense?
Yes, that's also my assumption. So that we have a fixed starting point at the moment with what we have defined by now. And that should give us the ability to at least test the software download process to the ONU first, if it's really working. And if that is working, then we can consider to insert some improvements and optimizations, as already discussed in the document also from Amit.
Okay. Thanks, Michael. Then we'll let you know on who takes care of these changes in the adapter, Volta, libgo, and things like that. And we'll let you know also how you can check and update the versions yourself. Okay. Next up, I know Girish started a patch for the measurements, the PM counters and things like that. So Girish, do you want to talk a little bit about it?
Yeah, I submitted an initial patch for supporting PM metrics and publishing them on Kafka. I have some comments. I'll work on them. I have not tested this patch, by the way. So yeah, I'll do that today.
Okay, I know that there also
is this the 22379 patch?
I don't know. Let me check. Yeah, that one.
Okay, so again, I read the is that the one I commented on? Published implementation. Maybe that's a different one I was looking at.
Yeah, 22379 is the patch.
Okay, I was looking at Volt 3735. That's 22. Okay, I was looking at 67. Sorry, never mind.
Okay.
Okay, well, if I know both Holger and Michael had some comments for this, so if you can take a look, Girish, I also left a few. but I think it's a good start. And then it's a very good to have. Do you know if this is tested anywhere in our environment?
No, this was just an initial patch. I mean, I'm still working on it. I just wanted some initial comments. I have not tested it. I just was done with coding, initial coding, and I just pushed the patch to get some initial comments.
I meant for the when we had the Python adapter.
Yeah, there it was tested.
Okay. With an automated test in Jenkins?
No. We don't have any tests for status PM counters.
Okay.
That's something that we, I think, already have mentioned in the previous meetings, that we need to supply a specific test for these metrics. And for that, Girish, we would probably also, Thorsten, would be interested if you do some internal test once, then we would be interested that you show us how this is used in the system. So we saw your patch and some activities in the ONU adapter, but it would be nice to see how that is used in the Volta system.
Yeah, probably for the next time. I'm not sure. Andrew, do we have the call next week or it's bi-weekly?
No, I would say let's keep it weekly. We can discuss it later, but I would say let's keep it weekly because the work still needs to be done. And again, being this now part of the full end-to-end system, we might, there's a lot more people working on it. So I think it's worth having weekly. Maybe we cancel it if there are no topics.
No, I was trying to come to, I mean, if we have the call next week, probably I can show a demo.
Okay. Okay, thanks. Okay, on the MDS stuff, I know Holger had a patch and we actually just merged it today. Anything on it, Holger?
Yes, it was only the basic MDS functionality for having a counterpart for the BB-SIM solution to be delivered. And for the real, to cover the real periodic audit functionality, I opened a new Jira story. So that is not this only basic functionality to request it. And in this scope, I would like to ask you, could we include this BB-SIM functionality wishlist I created into our meeting minutes to follow it up? Or you have it already, yeah? Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I started to collect some useful BB-SIM functionalities, which would be useful if we want to extend our scope of automated test cases. So the first thing is to support the NDS feature at all. It's not supported yet. And the next step would be to have also some kind of chaos monkey functionality, which could arbitrarily skip responses to OMSI requests, and also gives the opportunity to control, for example, to skip after 20 OMSI requests, to skip the next 2 or 3. So when we would have such a thing, then we could implement also error testing, automated test cases. And the third one on the list is to also to send wrong MDS values. So to test the audit functionality, which will be implemented within Volta 2.7. And the last one, that was the one that we currently only support the PPTP based ONUs in our BBSIM. We have to enlarge or to have a we have to have a parameter to also to switch the BBSIM simulating a VAIP based ONU. So that is only a starting proposal. If somebody can think of any other useful functionality we could put into BBSIM to be able to enlarge our test scope, then please go ahead and fill it in here.
Yeah, thanks for starting this. Definitely the first one and the fourth one are fairly straightforward and pretty simple. I've talked to Theo, and they should be fairly straightforward and simple. The other two, they might be a little more convoluted, and we don't know if we have at the moment the time to do them. But go ahead, add things, and either we can do it, or we can guide you on how to do them. Again, it all depends on time, but it's good to have this list also because it tracks what the adapter can do and the BBSIM can't. And I'll come to BBSIM in a moment later. So because there is a topic on it. So
okay, I see. Okay.
Okay, so so you said that you need to create another Jira for.
I think I already created, but only the headline. Perhaps we have to put some description in it. As there is already one in our epic.
Oh, okay. Do you remember which number?
At the end, probably.
What? Sorry.
At the end of the list.
Yeah, this is not by time. It's by.
Oh, so I see.
I can do the key if you want.
Support periodical audit of MIPDB. It's only a headline yet.
Okay. Do you plan to work on this?
I could do it, yeah.
Okay. Whenever you have the time. While we are here on Jira, I just wanted to do a little bit of cleanup of these of the stories that are in progress. Like this one I have to close because actually it's done already. This one I have not done. I still have to do actually. Code for myself to do. This one we can close, right, Holger?
Yeah, it's now closed.
Okay. And this one, Michael, I think it's done. Right? Michael?
So I'm still mute. I'm not sure. There are parts of that code that were still not generally, theoretically, let's say, complete.
Okay.
So I'm not sure if this task is referencing to specific configurations where multiple rules with multiple VLANs may apply, and I know that for such a thing, something is still missing. If it refers to the TT scenario only, then it is done, but I'm not sure for the moment.
Okay, then let's leave it there. And Holger, this bring up of VIP or based on news, that now it works.
Now we don't know because we can't test. BBSIM does not provide this possibility to bring up the WIPE-based ONUs. That was, you remember, this mail from Francis from Spain, and he complained that it's not possible to bring up the VAIP ONUs. Perhaps you have to prioritize this higher. I don't know.
Oh, it's okay. We can leave it there. Okay, fine, good. We did a pass on this. Girish, if you don't have a Jira for the PM, please do create it.
Yeah, there are a bunch of Jiras for PM. So I don't know what's the proper fit for this one. I mean, if there is none, then probably I'll create a new one.
Okay, and the same holds for you, Michael. Please do update the Jira for. Great. Okay. So on the testing front, Holger, do you want to give us an update of the reconcile test and the restart test?
You mean Thorsten?
Thorsten, yeah, sorry, guys.
Yes. Just before the Christmas break, I uploaded the first release or the first test suite for the AT&T workflow reconcile test suite. In the meanwhile, it is submitted and merged by you and finished. But based on this, I make the tests, the reconcile or restart test for the DT workflow, which I uploaded today. The link is here. And it's a rebase of the AT&T workflow. And maybe with this little trick I did there, it should be possible that we can use the test suite for AT&T, where it already works. For DT, it also works. And for TT, it's not tested yet, but this is the next step. My trick is that I don't check defined states, but I do perform sanity test according the given workflow. And there were very small changes needed in the sanity test. It was only to suppress the subscriber, and I did it, and so it looks good from my point of view. And the review was started, and take a look, and helpful comments are very welcome.
Yeah, I'll have to take a look. I haven't yet did so, and I haven't yet done so. I'll ask also Hardik to take a look at this, given that he has a lot more knowledge on Volta system tests than I do, and robot testing especially. So I'll ask him also to take a look. But thanks for submitting, and let us know about Turk Telecom.
Yes, Turk Telecom will be one of the next steps. I created today a lot of new Jiras. Maybe you saw it. Yeah, very small Jiras, and I think we can go step by step.
Yes, exactly.
And then everything will work.
Perfect. Okay. And one thing that if you have some spare time, I would like you to start thinking about, because I really do want a test for it, is the software update. So given the fact that it's going to be a complicated test, if you have some thoughts in your mind on how it could be done, please do share it or create something, a Jira document on, or update this document that we have on how we could be able to test this, if you have any thoughts, because then I would ask Suchitra and Hardik, and we can comment on it and get a good, at least a first initial test, and what's the best way to do it. Okay.
Yeah, I keep it in mind. I have already a Jira for it.
Thanks, Thorsten. Much appreciated. Great. Okay. Last item that I know we were working on, or at least was on our plate before Christmas, was the ME storage that needed some OMCI libgo changes, especially regarding the possibility to know to to get the raw byte data of unknown attributes and store them as raw attribute. Chip, any update on this?
Yeah, I still plan on working on that. There's actually another JIRA related to setting the default value for the pbit mapper I was going to address first.
Oh, okay.
And since I'm moving over to a new server environment and doing the pbit mapper and validating the image I built, it will be a lot simpler than just trying to do both of these.
Okay.
And there's a JIRA out there, and that was just mainly just providing all that's for the default values for the attributes.
Okay. Okay. We'll thanks for taking a care. We'll as soon as you have some information or some JIRAs, just put them up and we'll take a look.
Okay. And for 3720, I was going to send something out on Slack when I investigate and find probably the best way to do that to see if that would be acceptable. So it's something sort of like a raw attribute or a payload capability that Scapy has to be able to get the unknown attributes. So
great. While you're here, there was a message from you about the use of OMCI response. I understood what the point of the change is, and I agree with it. But what would it mean in terms of code changes? Like, okay, I get that we need to do it, but where do we need the changes to happen?
The changes would be in two different places. One would be in the ONU device adapter when it receives its inter-adapter request, just to do if it's OMCI. Well, okay, in the ONU device adapter, it would just basically be sending out the response, the OMCIs with the OMCI response type name. So it's a one-line change.
Okay.
Let me see if I get this. I'm trying to get the directions correct. Okay, so I'm sorry. The in the ONU device adapter, he would check to see if it's a response. Just basically an if statement. And I think that's probably the main. And I would need to check it, but in both places, in the OLT and the ONU, it's a one-line change.
And where here in the ONU adapter, it is receiving the response message as OMC response, and in the OLT adapter is sending the response as response type.
Sorry,
yes. In the OpenOLT adapter, when he receives something from the physical ONU, it will be either a response or a notification. And he would just send it as type OMCI response.
Okay.
That's receiving.
Okay, great.
What we need to do is to first change the ONU adapter. And if that has been done, then the OLT adapter must be done.
These need to go in together, I imagine.
No, the ONU device adapter can check for either the response or request and send it to the proper routine,
Yes.
you know, to the proper callback, and it'll handle it properly, because the callback it doesn't care what the Kafka message type is. It processes the payload.
Okay.
So if you get the ONU first, where it handles both request and response to go to the same place, then that ONU adapter will work with older and newer OLT adapters as they change.
Okay, one thing, would you mind making this change? Because you understand it better than I do.
Okay, yeah, I can do that. And
Usually it's a one-line change and there is no real rush because it's a one-line change, we can get it in as soon as it's up. Do you mind?
yes. Yeah, I can do that.
Thanks.
Chip, if you want, avoid downloading the ONU adapter and trying to test it, we can also do that. I know what you mean. I know what
Okay.
you mean.
Yeah. Either of us could do that. Like I mentioned, I'm rebuilding a server environment, so I'm sort of in a non-testable mode right now.
Let us do this.
Okay.
It's very easy. But just one remark: if you want to keep alive the Python adapter, then someone has to do it there as well.
I can do the Python adapter just in case for some reason somebody else may want to fall back.
Sure. I mean, we expect it to be end of life, meaning we don't expect it to be used in 2.7, which is master, where we're making this change. But sure, why not? I mean,
yeah,
small change. Okay, fine.
Maybe if we do that, we'll cut down on one old request message on Slack.
Yeah. So there was a comment a while ago from somebody, I don't remember whom, that was mentioning that an alarm configuration was always coming as nil. Alarm sync message was always coming as nil. I honestly have no idea about this, but have you guys noticed anything like this? Do you know anything about it? Girish, maybe in some of your investigation for the PMs, you know something?
I'm not sure what's meant by alarm sync.
Okay. Neither am I. So.
Well, I guess if you have some information about that, then it might come from Himani, because I know Himani wanted to deal with the alarm transport.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe something came up in that investigation, but yeah, I'm maybe the parsing within the OMSI has some problems, but I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, this Chip. I had a conversation last week over Slack with Himani, and he's looking at providing there's not an alarm sync manager in the OpenONU Golang adapter, and so he was looking at how to tie that in. So I think he might just be at the initial stages. So the nil alarm sync might just be a result that the alarm messages are thrown away because there's not a handler for it.
Yep. Gotcha. Okay.
And what alarms are these?
This is the alarm. If an alarm message comes in from ONU, it probably is thrown to the bit bucket. And also the alarm sync manager would be responsible for the get all the alarm messages process.
Okay, thanks.
What I have shown Himani already was that the owner adapter is able to receive these alarm messages, but based on the simple OMSI transfer message. And then, of course, it must be passed by the OMSI lib and must be further processed and supplied to the system. And that's the point that I still have that Himani wanted to work on.
Okay, sounds good. Great. So next up, I have a topic which it's something that we just agreed upon yesterday, me and Matteo and the folks within ONF. So as you guys might know, BBSim had an older version of OMCI Sim, which was basically just replying canned messages from a dump of the OMCI messages of an alpha ONU. So BBSim just replies the same exact message when it receives unexpected request, okay? And that was done a while ago, and that library was sufficient for most of the stuff we did with BBSim up until now. But given some of the wish list that it was discussed here, and the fact that if we want to do like image updates and OMCI counters, and we're going to extend the capability of OMCI for BBSim to have more testing done, that would require extending this old OMCI Sim library. So we have discussed it, and we think that the best approach is, instead of extending that OMCI Sim library, is to bite the bullet and actually change it in favor of OMCI libgo, and the generation of the messages based on the existing library that we are using in the adapter and that was written by Chip. That would do us a favor in two senses. One, it would extend the capability of BBSim for new messages, new things, and all of that. The second thing that it would give us a help on is the fact that by using it in BBSim, we would use it in two places, and this would give us more testing and find maybe more corner cases, and effectively make sure that what we're using in the OpenONU Go adapter is perfect for the OMCI stuff. So this is just a heads up. There is nothing we need to do about it. It's just that Matteo most likely will do it, and he will come to this call at some point to give us his thoughts and possibly a demo of it. Given that we were the ones responsible for the OMCI library, and that's really something that I think it's valuable to do. And again, as I said, I'll let Matteo do it, and he's just going to give us some update. Any thoughts?
The only thing would be that Chip has to implement completely error-free, because we use the same library at the product and the anti-product in testing. So when there would be an error, then it would not be found.
Oh, I see. What you mean is that if the OMCI Go had a bug right now, the BBSim OMCI Sim, meaning it's a different code, would catch it, would reply us, hey, no, this is wrong.
Yeah, but I'm sure that Chip is implementing error-free.
That's a good point. I'll ask Matteo what his thoughts are on this.
Yeah, and probably related to that is how to maybe, should OMCI libgo participate in the structured logging at some point.
Okay, I'm just going to mention Matteo here, and he's going to take a look. Okay, perfect. And that was related to the BBSim requested functionality because of this, as I said, because of this reason that extending the capabilities of BBSim might require changing some of the things in OMCI Sim, so we're going to go for the OMCI libgo. Okay. I think we covered a lot of ground today. There was a lot of things and a lot of things that are going on. Any more questions, things that you wanted to bring up?
Just a real quick on 22367. patch that was submitted today, just trying to get a better understanding of it. It talked about retrieve the port counters via get extension value. And I'm trying to understand how that differs from getting the port counters from ONOS.
From what?
ONOS, right? Because they have port-based statistics in ONOS. So what's the difference?
Well, first of all, I'm not sure this is the right place to discuss this.
Oh shoot! I thought it was OpenONU. Sorry, my bad.
It's OpenONU. Still, I do believe these are pawn-specific counters, which might not be related 100%.
Well, that was my question.
Okay, maybe Girish, maybe you know more.
Yeah, I mean, this.
We have more detail on that.
Let me check.
Yeah, there's a review on adding like the pawn counters, and a lot of the counters they're looking at, I think, are duplicates of what the OpenOLT proto currently has. So. Yeah,
for what it's worth, David, we don't, ONOS does not reflect the NNI and UNI counters of the OLT. I mean, these are not pushed to ONOS via the OpenFlow message at the moment.
Okay, I guess, well, and we're a little off topic, but should they be, as opposed to use this extension mechanism?
They should probably be. I mean, that's a good enhancement, but I think we stopped working on that, considering there was some significant work involved with that. Yeah, I mean, that's a good feature to have.
I guess the point is, if we're supposed to be kind of following standards, we should be pushing those things to OpenFlow, expecting people to read them off OpenFlow, not creating this alternate API to get the same data.
Well, David, I don't think ONUS would see the pawn counters since they're not shown in the device.
Yeah, I mean, Chip is right. We would only see NNI and UNI, but not the pawn counters there.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, but again, you have a point there. I mean, that's a good feature to have to, push the NNI.
I would say any metric that ONOS does have, I think we should point to that and expect people to get it from there. And only go to that extension mechanism for data that's not available through ONOS.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Anything else?
Just a remark to the BBSIM functionality. I saw that Chip has made some further proposal for this functionality in Slack. So, Chip, do we want to extend this document, or should we enter your proposals here?
I can just add it to it. I think I made a comment on the wish list items related to the discard capability, whether you're able to just discard responses. I'd have to look that up, and that was mainly because that would exercise various capabilities on OpenCI retrans handling within an adapter.
Actually, this was one of the points that I denoted as a chaos monkey functionality, that we skip responses to the requests and okay.
Yeah.
Software. Mm-hmm. Software.
Yeah. The idea was if you can selectively either discard a request or response, then you can either test out the retry mechanism on an ONU device adapter, or you could also cause create a conflict in the MIB sync, so that if you stored it in the MIB on the ONU, but it wasn't, or vice versa, you could test out.
So that would be a refinement of this functionality. Right?
Yeah, it's just a refinement. So,
but please go ahead and put it into a new or the existing Jira.
Okay. I'll make me a note and follow up.
Thanks.
But I was referring to your proposal concerning the software upgrade, where you mentioned it would be nice to have timers for the responses and setting of the window size for the ONU software upgrade, things like that you have proposed. The question was, do we want to insert that into the document, or shall we do that?
Yeah, why not?
Question who?
If as I said, you, Torsten, you guys are probably now the people to. I have less knowledge of MCI and what needs to be
no,
done.
The question was indeed, shall I, Michael, do it, or shall Chip do it? Does Chip want to do it?
Oh.
Because Chip made the proposal. Is he gone? Chip?
You mean put it into the list, right? Or?
For on the discard capabilities, or
No, software update. Because you mentioned that you had some thoughts on what would be best to like get some timeouts and some things like that for the software update. And
yeah, I'd have to follow it. I think that was sort of related to the discard capability. Oh, well, I think it was on the BBSim.
Yeah, BBSim extensions for the software upgrade tests.
Yeah, I can add comments, but I don't really typically run BBSim as part of my normal process. So I don't know how easily I could.
So Chip, then it doesn't matter. Then let us do this. We will extend the document according to your proposals, and it should be fine. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I'll make some of those updates to the documents and yours.
okay, perfect. Anything else? No? Okay, then if not, I'll give everybody 10 minutes back and we'll talk again next week. Thanks for the work and let's keep updating and working on these things. I'll get back to you, Michael, on who's going to take care of the Volta libgo and the Volta core things, okay? Cheers, everybody. Have a great evening or rest of your day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.